it's no day never, no day never, no more. Will I play the wild rover? No, never, no more. I've been a wild rover for many's a year. I've spent all me money on whiskey and beer, and now I'm returned with gold and great store, and I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no day never, no day never, no more. Will I play the wild rover? No, never, no more.
I went into an alehouse I used to frequent, and I told the landlady money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay, saying custom like yours I can have any day.
And it's no day never, no day never, no more. Will I play the wild rover? No, never, no more. I took from me pocket 10 sovereigns bright, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She said I had whiskies and wines of the best, and the words that I told you were only in jest. And it's no day never, no day never, no more. Will I play the wild rover? No, never, no more. I go home to me parents, confess what I've done, and I ask them to pardon the prodigal son. And when they caress me as oft times before, I never will play the wild rover no more. It's no day never, no day never, no more. Will I play the wild rover? No, never, no more. And it's no day never, no day never, no more. Will I play the wild rover? No, never, no more.
Great, it was fine this.
Disc and then it will start it up again. I guess play it.
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's edition of Issues in Safety. I'm your host and producer, Joe FitzPatrick, and I have my co-host, Colleen. Colleen, thanks for coming on.
Hi, Dad.
What are we doing here tonight?
Sitting on a TV show. You know, we're doing our annual Christmas safety show.
Right, and how many years is this?
8, I believe.
This is our 8th annual Fire Safety Christmas Show. And we have our fire safety stuff over there, which we'll be discussing in a few minutes, but I have to do my fire hydrant update, and it's been a while, but I found one out, and it's on Cherry Street, right by Camp Street. It's been missing for a week that I know of, but right up at the corner of Cherry and Vine, there's another one, so not that far away, but you know, hopefully they get it back pretty quick. Okay, it is with regret that I announce 2 line of duty deaths of 2 firefighter brothers. Both were buried last Thursday. One was in Worcester, Massachusetts. 32-year-old firefighter John Davies, assigned to Rescue Company Number 1. He was doing a search for trapped victims in a multifamily dwelling at a 3rd alarm fire that was determined to be arson. He got trapped when there was a collapse. Nobody was up there afterwards when they pulled him out and after the fire was knocked down. And they went in and did their investigation. They searched and there was nobody in there. So he died doing his job. Also in Mount Vernon, New York, 54-year-old Kevin Towns died of a heart attack at the scene of a fire in that city. Just responding, he was out on the front yard and he collapsed and died of a heart attack. Okay, like we said, Colleen and I are going to educate you tonight on our 8th annual Fire Christmas Safety Shows. We have many main concerns on fire safety throughout the year, but Christmas time, there's more problems that can go along. There's more electricity that's being used. There's frayed wires and extension cords. People have to be vigilant on how they decorate trees. They just have to be very careful on what they do. Okay, hopefully you haven't had your house, had a Christmas tree in your house for 2 or 3 weeks yet, if it's a live tree. What happens with live trees, Kyle?
After a while, they get dry and their bristles, or whatever you call them, they're falling off, and they just become a lot more of a hazard after having them in your house for a long time.
Right, they become brittle. You know, I know people that go out right after Thanksgiving and they buy a live Christmas tree, put it in the house, get a couple cold days like today, and you have the heat up, and they might have it next to a radiator. That's going to dry it out real quick. And what do I need to do with a live Christmas tree?
Make sure that it always has water.
Right. Okay, when you get the tree, bring it home. It's already been cut when it was cut down in the forest where it was, but take a saw, make another cut to it so it's a fresh cut, and always make sure that it's full of water. And if you have animals, cats, dogs, make sure that they can't knock it down.
We know what that's like.
Yeah, right.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, you know, remember we can never put ornaments on the bottom of our tree.
Yep,
Baby.
along with the others.
Yeah. Okay, all lights on the real trees and artificial trees should be what type of lights, Kyle?
You should make sure that they have a UL label on them, which stands for Underwriters Laboratory.
Right, and that means that...
They're safe. And they've been tested to make sure that they'll be safe.
Right. You know, a lot of them are made foreign, China, India, wherever, and a lot of those do not have the UL label, so just make sure that they do have it. I'm sure a lot of them that are foreign made do have the label that, because they're made for American companies, so when they come back here, they are tested and the label is put on. Okay, make sure that there's no broken wires. You see how thin the wires are? Kyle, you probably don't even remember these. When we were kids, see the bulbs over there in the candle?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there was the big bulbs.
Yeah,
on
they were the
trees,
big
right?
bulbs.
I've seen
And the
them.
wires were a lot thicker. But, you know, the small lights that we have now, oh, the lights aren't on this tree.
They're never on.
They're never on?
I mean, they're always on.
What?
Just, not tonight.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, because we're using the more important tree tonight.
Right. The little ones.
With the small wires, check them. Make sure that there's no broken wires in it, especially if you have a live tree. There's a little broken wire, especially if the tree's getting brittle,
Right.
it could start a fire. And, you know, when people get through with them, and when you buy a set of lights, they're all wrapped up nice. It's done by a machine. After year, when you take them, you roll them up somehow.
In a conjangled mess.
Right, and
Like-
something could happen where they're not stored properly, broken wires, so just check them before you put them on. A lot of lights are indoor-outdoor lights. So you might have used them indoors last year, you're using them outdoors this year. So, especially if they're outside, there could be a
Especially
problem.
with all the snow we got last year.
Yeah, right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, because the day after Christmas, we had the big snowstorm, the 26th.
Really?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, right? Hopefully we don't have it again this year. Yeah. Okay, when no one is home, all lights should be unplugged. Because, again, if there is a fray in the lights, or it could just be a regular short, when you leave your house, you should always unplug anything like coffee makers. Coffee makers are notorious for having fires. They should be unplugged all the time. I know a lot of people say, oh yeah, we got a clock on it, and we'd have to reset the clock. Well, everybody has a coffee maker. I'm sure they have a microwave. There's a clock on that. So use that one. Or just get another clock. Oh, here's the trick question.
Sorry, I wasn't exactly. Any outlets?
No, okay, don't block any doors. Okay, yeah. Oh, well, like I say, yeah, don't put it in front of a radiator. But you know, a lot of times people have small apartments, older buildings with small apartments. Just like here tonight, we're a little cramped and crowded. A lot of times people will say, well, we'll put it in front of the front door. We got the back door we can go out of. Well, if you're in the living room and you have a fire, you're probably not going to use the front door anyway. But if there's a fire in the kitchen, and now you got the Christmas tree in front of the front door, you're going out a window. So hopefully you're on the first floor.
Right.
So you might have to take a chair, a couch or something out, relocate it someplace, but just make sure that exits are not blocked by the trees. Like I said, Christmas does present its own set of problems for fire safety. And we should always make sure that everybody is reminded of it. This is why every year that I always like to do the show. You heard it again. Some people probably say, oh, there he is, he's doing a safety show.
Most of your viewers can probably do it by now.
Right.
I think on the 10th year, you should have a contest for 2 viewers to come on and host this show.
Good idea.
I think that's what you should do.
Okay, when I went in to get the mics from Nate, I said to him, Nate, do you think you can do the show? He goes, yeah, you are label, don't use candles.
Yeah. I asked him if he would do it for me, but he didn't seem to want to.
Okay, and speaking of candles, if you've been watching my show for the past 8.5 years.
You know, candles is a word we should never use.
Right.
Unless followed.
Okay, we have one person that solidly supports us, Nancy Rogers. She's a firm believer, just like I am, about candles. And okay, good. Go back to that shot again, Nance, please. Okay, we'll be back there in a minute anyway. No, that's okay. We'll be going back in a minute. That's okay. If you're going to use okay, good. You see there, I have the real candles, and I have the plug-in ones, and the plug-in ones. The plug-in candles, they were good, but they got the new ones now that are battery operated. Right. And those are scented. Like people go, oh gee, I want to smell the candle and I want to see the flickering of the flame. Well, that one there, the scented ones, you can get them to any type scent you want. And they flicker. You know, we really can't have it going here because there's so much lights here in the studio. You wouldn't see it anyway. Like we have those other 2 candles on, and it looks like they're off, but they really are on. But you know, people use candles in power failures, and we're going to have power failures. We've had a couple bad ones this year. We had it with Hurricane Irene. We had it with the storm in October. And Nick Kosh and I are always talking, you think it was bad this year? It's only going to get worse. So people run down, they buy candles. In case we have a power failure, we have to use our candles. Well, imagine if we have a power failure during the Christmas season and people have candles.
Next to their trees.
Yeah, right, yeah. Oh, I'm sure there'll be people that would do it. I'm sure there'll be people that would do it. Oh, well, we got these nice candles here for Christmas anyway, we might as well use them. There's another modern invention called?
Flashlights.
Right. So that's what people should use. Flashlights, batteries. Okay. Make sure that you have working smoke detectors. When we get over there, we're going to go through that with you. I'm just going to go through all this because it's kind of hard for us to maneuver back there. You should have working smoke detectors all the time, not just around Christmas time. Change the batteries. How often?
That's here.
When?
Oh, wait. Change it.
When you change.
Oh, change your clocks, change your batteries.
Right, exactly.
I thought for a minute you said check.
Yeah, okay, and you
Sorry.
check them?
Once a month.
Right, exactly. But especially during the holiday season, you should check them. CO detectors. And there's a big thing on CO. detectors, there's Public Act 05-161, an act requiring the installation of carbon monoxide detectors in all new residential buildings. It was presented earlier this year. I'm not quite sure on what actually happened with it. I'll have to call my good friend Senator Joe Markley, and in fact he's going to be coming on my show at the beginning of the year, hopefully. We've talked about it, and maybe we could talk about that too. But just like Nick and I were talking about, any new homes should have generators, should be state code that there be an outside generator installed properly during construction. Should be smoke detectors. I push for residential sprinklers and the CO detectors. Okay, in fact, there was a fire just yesterday. I saw it on the news this morning in Fairfield, Connecticut. Down in Fairfield County, where all the rich people live.
Let's not be stereotypical, Dad.
Yeah, well, guess what? This home had no smoke detectors. And there was a mother and her 12-year-old son. Luckily, they did get out. They got out, okay. The Christmas tree was up, the presents were underneath. All the Christmas stuff is gone, and there's heavy damage to the house. They will not be in the house for Christmas.
Why did the presents be under the tree now?
I guess Santa Claus takes care of the rich people first.
Dad,
I don't know.
That's all.
Okay, and when Santa Claus does come, drops off toys and presents, a lot of stuff.
He's skipping our house, right?
Yes. A lot of stuff requires batteries. But, you know, when you go get stuff, I don't think Santa Claus has batteries up at the North Pole. So a lot of times you open up stuff, and batteries required.
Oh, yeah. Batteries not included.
Not included, right.
It's because they don't want to pay for them.
So what do? They run to the smoke detector and take the battery out and put them in. That's why I say there should be a battery that only operates in the smoke detector. This way here, you can't use it on anything else.
Yeah, you used to do inspections all the time, and you would ask where their battery was, and you're like, oh, it's in this electronic or this toy or whatever.
Yeah, oh, it's in my video game. Yeah. I go over. I say, I'm going to test your smoke detector. The kid says to me, don't bother checking it. I got the battery in my video
controller
game.
right now.
Yeah.
I'm on level 123.
Yeah. He's on the 3rd floor of a wood frame building in Bridgeport with a smoke detector and no battery, but he's got his video game going. Okay, and if you're having overnight guests, and a lot of people do have overnight guests visiting, make sure you tell them the rules. Rules meaning if there's a fire, get out, where the closest exit, and where the meeting point is. Everybody should have a meeting point where the whole family meets, under the big oak tree, over by the driveway, in the garage in the back. Tell everybody, okay, you're staying here. This is what we want you to know. Okay, I think we can go over there now, Kyle.
You think?
If we can get over without killing ourselves with all these wires. See, we're teaching fire safety, but we're going to get killed here by falling on the wires.
Uh-huh.
And people, anybody have any questions or comments, call in 753-7593, and we will be glad to assist you with any complaints or problems, questions. Okay, and this is something I want to talk about too. A lot of people have portable heaters. A lot of people don't have their furnace up too high because they can't afford the high price of heating oil. You know, the U.S. Congress, House and Senate this past weekend, they just passed a $1 trillion budget because they're running short. They're running out of money before the end of the fiscal year, which isn't until next year, 2012. So they had to pass another bill for $1 trillion, but it's at our expense because they're taking $1 billion out of assistance to people for fuel assistance and heat. So people are using these little portable heaters. Throw off a heck of a lot of heat, and who knows how long these have been here and been around. It could short out. I had one that I was testing, and we could see a little sparks inside. Out it went. Okay, Kyle,
Yes.
you said Santa Claus doesn't come until next Christmas? Santa Claus is coming tonight.
Oh, yay.
He's coming to Colleen.
Yay. Which one should I open first?
Now, for the person who has everything, and Colleen has everything,
Obviously.
or like, you know, if you have elderly grandparents or aunts or uncles or something, you don't know what to get them, a perfect gift is always.
A fire extinguisher or a smoke detector.
Right, okay. So, hi Nana, you're Nana.
I'm Nana now.
Yeah, you're Nana.
Oh, yay. Is Nana watching?
No, they don't.
Oh, yeah, they don't get us.
Yeah. Merry Christmas there, Nana.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Actually,
Don't open it?
no.
I can't open it.
Yeah. But that is a smoke detector.
Why can't I open it?
For the greeting after.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Smoke detectors. And what is it? Oh, this
That's
is,
not the one we took the battery out of.
yeah, okay, well, okay. This one we got out of Bridgeport. The kid has the battery in his
Video game.
video game. Yeah,
Yep, that's it.
yeah, that's it.
Well, you all know what a smoke
Yeah,
detector
yeah.
should sound like. It goes beep.
Yeah.
And but if it's like quick, short beeps, then it means you just need to change your battery.
Right. And these are the CO detectors. They're a little more expensive than the regular smoke detectors, but well worth it because carbon monoxide is odorless and it will kill you. A couple years ago, a doctor and his whole family out in Long Island were found dead because there was CO in the house. It was in the winter. But so you don't even know. And here is a doctor, educated professional. Hopefully he was. So there's different types. This one is made by Nighthawk. We have one over there made by Kitty. There's a lot of good reputable brands. You can go to any hardware store, home supply store. They all have them. You can go to any fire equipment store. They have them too. But well worth the investment. You should have them, or should you have your CO detectors, Kyle?
On every floor.
On every floor. If you can only afford one, because like I said, they're a bit more expensive, where would you put it?
In your basement.
Right, in the basement. Because you have your furnace down there, and you should put it there. But, okay, what about us? Where do we have them?
We have them on every floor, right?
Every floor. Smoke detectors,
Like every room, except for the kitchen
right?
and the bathrooms.
Right. And fire extinguishers, where do we have them?
Well, there's about 2,000 downstairs, and there's at least half a dozen on the first floor and a couple up on the second floor.
Right, right. Okay, now, fire extinguishers, you have to know how to use them. And when the house is on fire, it's not the time to learn how to use a fire extinguisher.
Exactly.
You're nervous as heck. You never used one before in your life. Oh, gee, where's the instructions? Let me read them. Okay,
Oh,
what's...
wait, they melt it.
Yeah, right. Now, what word...
The acronym.
Okay. Best tells you what to do with a fire extinguisher.
PASS.
What's that stand for?
PASS stands for pull the pin.
All right, let's see you do it. Go
Do
ahead.
you want me to actually do it?
Actually do it.
Well, actually do almost all of it. All right, you pull the pin. You usually have to like turn it because there's usually a seal on it. So you pull the pin. You
A is?
A for aim at the base of the fire. The first S is for squeeze, which I will not do.
Well, it's just CO, so that would be okay. It wouldn't make a
Well,
mess.
no, I still won't.
Yeah, okay.
Squeeze and then sweep again at the base of the fire. Back and forth.
Back and forth, right. Okay, everybody out there must be wanting to get educated because they don't want to waste their time. Nobody's calling in, but they want to make sure that they learn everything. So hopefully we have some new people that haven't watched the show before and are learning. And like I said,
We have about 2 minutes left anyway.
yeah. Like I said before, even though we do this every year, it's good to have a refresher course and go over it. Smoke detectors, CO detectors, fire extinguishers.
Candles are bad.
Yeah. See this candle here? This one was used. That's what I think. That's what I think of that. This one here. These were the first type that were. They're safe. And what is this, Kyle?
Well, this down here is a UL label.
Okay.
That's the caution label.
Yeah. Okay. UL label right here. But these here are even better. These are the battery operator ones.
And they're scented.
With the scented. Here's one here. Look at this one here. You could see it melted right down, burnt right down. If somebody fell asleep or something, all the wax is coming down. What happens when it gets down to the bottom? Might take a few hours. The house is going to go on fire. And it's probably the candle that's in the 3rd floor, down Bridgeport, and the kid fell asleep playing his video game.
Right.
So there would be a problem. Again, we want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I do mean Merry Christmas. Anybody who's offended that I'm saying Merry Christmas, I don't care. That's what it is, Merry Christmas. Okay, we are not going to be here the next 2 weeks. Next week is Christmas. The week after that is New Year's. We will be beginning the next season on January 8th. Same time, same station. We're going to have another exciting show in the new year. And
That's exciting because I won't be here.
well, maybe I'll have you as my guest in the new year.
I'm good, thanks.
Well, you said you wanna.
I only come on 3 times a year.
Okay. Well, again, thank you for coming on there, Colleen.
You're welcome, Dad.
Next year, you and Nate are doing the show.
How about you, Nate? Not me.
Okay. Again, Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope we educated you or just reinforced what we've been teaching you for the past 8 years. And we'll see you next year.
Merry Christmas.